profiling perspective, we're taking very basic tests and we're using them to identify key areas of performance and key areas of weakness. So for our speed test, the first thing that we're going to do is determine our force velocity profile. Our force velocity profile is going to be insightful into how we accelerate and how we move through different zones. So early accel, late accel, what velocity we reach, what forces are involved in that theoretically, and our power outputs. Now, a force velocity profile can be as complex as you want to make it. We're gonna head into force velocity profiling in the next section, but what we're doing is seeing how we accelerate to top speed. Now, from there, what we're going to do is determine a load velocity profile. Now, a load velocity profile, simply put, is a way for us to prescribe specific loads individual to that athlete. And we're able to look at optimal power zones. We're able to look at speed strength zones, very similar to how we would look at these things in a weight room. Now, from there, what we do is we look at physical properties. So we want to look at physical properties that are secondary to sprinting. So sprinting, we're looking at physical properties of running, and we're looking at, estimated forces and power outputs in running. Now, the physical properties, we're looking at what is your raw ability. So DSI, dynamic strength index, we're looking at your ability to produce forces. Like, what is your maximal ability to produce forces using a force plate? Now, jump testing is going to tell us a lot about, are you powerful or are you reactive? What are the qualities that you're missing? So for example, if you are powerful and not reactive, that means you can't produce a fast enough ground contact as the speed increases. So as the speeds get faster and faster and faster, you're not able to continue to hit the ground and create impulse, so more force in less time as the speed increases, and you're essentially not reactive. So we're able to see those things. Now, the last piece of that is, from a range of motion perspective, we know that you need about 100 to 110 degrees of thigh separation when you're running. Now, if you can't achieve that when you're running, we look passively and we see, are you able to create separation between your thighs passively? And we have very simple tests to do that. Now, from there, you can determine, okay, the athlete's not reaching 100 degrees because they don't have the adequate range of motion, or they do have the range of motion, they're just not using it because of another issue. So these physical properties are going to give us insights into how the athlete's built from a physical perspective. Now, once we have that, there's 3 areas of individualization that we can now take on. And this is going to be the basis of the course. So the first thing is resisted training interventions. So based around the load velocity profiles, based around how we're getting the force velocity profiles, we're able to identify areas that need improvement and resisted training that are going to help our acceleration. Now, from there, we take that into the gym. What are the physical properties we can develop in the gym? A lot of this will be on the next course in terms of gym-based training, but we'll have some insights into how to optimize those two together. And then lastly is technical development. The reason why we put technical development last is that when we're looking at technique, we don't want to change that by cueing necessarily, not first. We want to identify the physical properties of why they might express that technique and then be able to cue to solidify that technique. So we look at technical development from a physical standpoint first.